The shattered remnants of the resistance clung to hope amid ruins of a once proud megacity. Commander Sirix stood at the edge of a makeshift command center, where the glow of flickering holographic maps and quantum readouts cast eerie shadows over his weary face. The memory of their final defense, where every heartbeat had been a defiant rebellion against annihilation, still pulsed in the silence, a reminder of the high cost of survival. Now, amid the lingering dust and echoing loss, a new enigma stirred, a signal, soft yet insistent, that pointed to the legendary vessel whispered about in hushed tones across scattered outposts. Lieutenant Zorath and Engineer Karen huddled close as streams of data converged on a spectral display, revealing coordinates that led to a colossal, obsidian silhouette emerging from the cosmic void. The ship known only as the Black Ship glimmered with inscrutable energy, its hull etched with alien symbols and patterns that defied known science. It was as if this relic, born of an age lost to time, had been waiting in the darkness to offer a weapon unlike any other. The vessel pulsed with an ancient, almost sentient cadence, inviting them to embrace its legacy as the Resistance's last and greatest hope against the relentless alien scourge that had ravaged their world. Every element of this futuristic battleground, the ruins of colossal spires intertwined with shattered conduits of advanced technology, the cool luminescence of digital overlays against a backdrop of fading civilization, seemed to conspire in heralding this turning point. As the first light of a new dawn crept over a broken skyline, Sirix and his comrades felt destiny beckoning them. The Black Ship was not merely a forgotten relic, it was a harbinger of salvation, a beacon whose mysterious power might finally tip the scales in their ceaseless war. With resolve hardening in their hearts, they prepared to bridge the chasm between myth and reality, ready to unlock the secrets of the Starship and, perhaps, reclaim the future. Commander Sirix's gaze lingered on the obsidian contour of the Black Ship as it floated silently above the ravaged remains of the megacity. The early light of dawn illuminated the wreckage of a civilization that had once soared with hope and ambition, and yet here, in the shadow of a mysterious relic, that hope was being rekindled. The once mighty spires, now reduced to fractured ruins, whispered stories of resistance and sacrifice. Sirix's thoughts turned inward, to memories of battles fought, comrades lost, and the weight of decisions made in moments of desperation. He recalled the day when the alien onslaught had first darkened the skies, a day when the future was as uncertain as the shifting sands of a barren wasteland. Born on a distant colony world where honor and duty were as integral as the air one breathed, Sirix had been forged in the crucible of conflict. He'd risen through the ranks of the Resistance not by chance, but by an unyielding determination to protect those who still clung to life in a fractured universe. Every scar on his weathered face was a silent testament to battles past, and every silent sigh carried the weight of promises made to fallen friends. Now, as he stood before the enigmatic vessel, he wondered if destiny had finally granted them a chance at redemption, a chance to turn the tide against the alien scourge that had decimated entire worlds. Beside him, Lieutenant Zorath studied the pulsating holographic coordinates projected from a battered yet resilient terminal. His eyes, a deep iridescent hue that seemed to flicker with the intensity of distant nebulae, betrayed both cautious optimism and a hidden reservoir of grief. Unlike Sirix, whose past was steeped in a proud tradition of martial valor, Zorath's journey into the Resistance had been marked by personal loss and a relentless search for truth. Once a scholar in the archives of an ancient orbital library, Zorath had seen wonders beyond mortal comprehension, mysteries that spanned the cosmos. But it was the tragedy of losing his family to a rogue alien incursion that drove him from the quiet halls of knowledge into the brutal reality of warfare. Now, with every encrypted byte of data on the Black Ship's coordinates, he saw not just a potential weapon, but a puzzle that might reveal the secrets of the cosmic enemy and perhaps even offer insights into the nature of life itself. Engineer Karen, crouched beside a makeshift console assembled from scavenged technology, tapped rapidly at a luminescent interface. Their hands, marked by a mix of ink designs and subtle cybernetic enhancements, betrayed a lifetime devoted to understanding the interplay between man and machine. Karen's background was one of both ingenuity and isolation. Growing up in the shadow of a dying industrial complex on a fringe colony, they had learned early that technology could be both a savior and a destroyer. The memory of a childhood spent in the glow of ancient screens, where myths of advanced civilizations filled the air, had been shattered by the reality of a collapsing society. Yet, in the heart of chaos, Karen discovered a fierce determination to rebuild, a determination that had driven them to become one of the Resistance's most invaluable assets. With every command entered and every circuit revived, Karen sought to merge the remnants of lost technologies with the innovations of the present, all in the hope of forging a tool that could vanquish the alien menace. The black ship loomed like a dark promise against the rising sun. Its surface shimmered with an otherworldly iridescence, hinting at energies and technologies beyond human ken. The vessel's hull was inscribed with symbols that pulsed faintly, a language that defied translation, perhaps an alien script left by a civilization long extinct, or one that had transcended the very fabric of time and space. As the team gathered near the vessel, the ambient hum of alien machinery reverberated in the still air, a subtle reminder that every piece of this ship was imbued with purpose and power. Sirix's voice broke the silence, low and resonant, as he addressed his closest comrades. "We stand at the crossroads of our destiny," he said, his tone imbued with both resolve and humility. "The black ship may be our salvation, but it is also a relic of forces we do not fully understand. Every decision we make now will shape not only our future, but the fate of every soul fighting for survival in this broken world." Zorathar's eyes narrowed as he scanned the holographic schematics displayed before them. "I've been studying the ship's energy matrix," he explained, his voice calm yet edged with urgency. "There's a unique resonance here, one that suggests the vessel is not merely a weapon, but a repository of knowledge, perhaps even a conduit to other dimensions. It might hold clues about the origins of the alien threat, or even offer us a way to reverse their advances." Karen's fingers danced over the controls, their mind racing through algorithms and schematics that blended human engineering with what appeared to be extraterrestrial design. "The technology is unlike anything we've ever encountered," they mused, voice soft but intense. "It's almost as if it's alive, adapting and evolving in response to our attempts to interface with it. If we can unlock its secrets, we may find not just a weapon, but a new form of energy that can restore balance to our ravaged systems." As the morning sun climbed higher, casting long, shifting shadows over the rubble, the trio found themselves in a silent communion with the relic before them. The black ship's presence evoked both awe and trepidation. Each of them, in their own way, was haunted by the past, by the ghosts of those they had lost, and by the heavy burden of their shared mission. Their hearts beat in unison with the rhythm of the alien engine, as if the vessel itself were attuned to the collective pulse of hope and despair that defined their struggle. In quieter moments later that day, as they prepared to board the enigmatic craft, Sirix retreated to a small alcove within the Resistance's command outpost. There, in the solitude of dimmed light and the soft hum of generators, he allowed his thoughts to wander back to the events that had forged him. He remembered the roar of laser fire, the desperate cries of allies, and the overwhelming silence that had followed the collapse of his unit. His past was a tapestry woven with both valor and sorrow, a legacy of sacrifice that he now carried with a mix of pride and profound regret. It was this inner turmoil that had driven him to seek out the black ship, a vessel that promised a chance at redemption, at the possibility of turning despair into a weapon against the darkness that threatened to engulf them all. Elsewhere, Zorath found solace in the Resistance's data archives, poring over ancient logs and encrypted messages left behind by scientists and mystics of bygone eras. Late into the night, by the soft glow of bioluminescent screens, he pieced together fragments of lore that hinted at a connection between the ship and a long-forgotten era of cosmic balance. These texts spoke of a time when civilizations flourished in harmony with the rhythms of the universe, when energy and matter were one, and when the very fabric of existence was malleable. The more Zorath learned, the more he felt that the black ship was not merely a tool for warfare, but a key to unlocking mysteries that transcended the immediate battle. It was as if the vessel was a silent guardian of ancient wisdom, its secrets locked away in a language of light and energy that only the bold or the desperate could hope to decipher. Karen, meanwhile, immersed themselves in the delicate art of interfacing with the ship's alien technology. They spent hours analyzing the energy patterns that flowed like liquid light through the vessel's circuits. Every discovery, every breakthrough, was accompanied by a surge of exhilaration and an undercurrent of fear. The more Karen unraveled, the clearer it became that this technology was not static, it was responsive, almost sentient. There were moments when the ship's inner workings seemed to pulse with an awareness that bordered on life itself. In those fleeting instants, Karen imagined that the vessel might be communicating with them, offering hints or warnings in a language that transcended words. This thought filled them with both hope and trepidation. If the ship was indeed alive in some sense, then harnessing its power would come with risks as profound as the rewards. As the hours passed and the team prepared to embark on their mission within the Black Ship, a subtle shift in the atmosphere signaled the beginning of a new chapter in their struggle. The corridors leading into the ship's interior were dimly lit by soft, iridescent panels that pulsed in rhythm with the ship's heartbeat. With every step, the Resistance members felt as though they were crossing a threshold, a boundary between the known world and a realm of secrets that stretched into the cosmic unknown. Inside the vessel, the architecture defied conventional design. Curved corridors and expansive chambers were bathed in a gentle luminescence that seemed to emanate from the very walls. The air, cool and charged with an ethereal energy, carried faint whispers that resonated with the memories of civilizations long past. As Syrinx, Zorath, and Karen advanced deeper into the labyrinthine structure, they encountered panels of alien inscriptions that glowed softly under their touch. Each symbol, each curve of the intricate designs, told a story of a people who had mastered the very fabric of reality, a people whose legacy might now be intertwined with the fate of the Resistance. At one juncture, they reached a vast chamber where the ship's core pulsed with a radiant energy that illuminated the room in shifting hues of blue and violet. Here, the ship seemed to hold a congregation of secrets. Karen's hands trembled slightly as they activated a console embedded in the wall. A three-dimensional lattice of data unfurled before their eyes, a network of quantum pathways interwoven with streams of alien code. This core, Karen whispered, almost reverently, is like the brain of the ship. It processes information not in binary, but in pulses of pure energy and intention. If we can synchronize with it, we might be able to harness its power to rebuild our defenses and perhaps even to heal the wounds inflicted by the alien invasion. Syrinx placed a firm hand on Karen's shoulder. "We must proceed with caution," he said, his voice steady. "This technology is beyond our current understanding. But if we can learn its language, it could become our most potent weapon and our greatest hope." In that moment, the Black Ship seemed to respond, its pulsing light intensifying as if acknowledging the weight of their mission. The silence in the chamber was profound, filled with the potential of what might be achieved if humanity could unlock the ship's ancient secrets. For Syrinx, this was more than a tactical maneuver, it was a chance to reconcile the past with the future, to transform personal loss into collective strength. For Zorath, it was the opportunity to unearth hidden truths that might rewrite the narrative of cosmic history. And for Karen, it was a quest to bridge the gap between man and machine, to create a synthesis of technology and spirit that could herald a new era of understanding. The hours turned into days as the team worked tirelessly within the heart of the Black Ship. Each discovery was meticulously recorded, and every breakthrough sparked a flurry of ideas and theories. Late one evening, as the ship's ambient energy settled into a steady cadence, Syrinx gathered his closest allies in a quiet alcove deep within the vessel. The soft hum of the alien core provided a calming backdrop as he addressed them with a mixture of resolve and vulnerability. "We are not merely soldiers or engineers," Syrinx began, his eyes reflecting the soft luminescence of the chamber. "We are custodians of a legacy that transcends our individual struggles. The Black Ship is more than a weapon, it is a repository of our shared history, a beacon that connects the lost knowledge of our ancestors with the promise of tomorrow. We stand at the precipice of a new era, one where technology, history, and our own inner strength converge to redefine what is possible." Zorath nodded slowly, his mind still reeling from the vast implications of the ship's secrets. "There is a poetry in this technology," he observed. "It speaks of civilizations that reached beyond the limits of their understanding, of minds that danced with the fabric of space and time. If we can honor that legacy, if we can learn from the past to shape the future, then perhaps our sacrifices have not been in vain." Karen, ever the quiet visionary, added, "The ship has chosen us in its own way, drawing us here not just to wield its power, but to understand its essence. It is as if the vessel is guiding us toward a destiny where every circuit and every energy pulse holds meaning, a destiny that we must earn with both caution and courage." In the days that followed, the team divided their efforts. Syrinx coordinated with field units to secure perimeter defenses around the outpost, ensuring that no alien reconnaissance would catch wind of their newfound asset. Zorath dedicated himself to deciphering the alien inscriptions, poring over holographic translations and connecting fragments of lost lore with the current state of Resistance affairs. Meanwhile, Karen worked to establish a stable interface with the ship's core, exploring ways to integrate its energy matrix with human technology to create a hybrid system capable of countering the advanced weaponry of their foes. As the integration process advanced, unforeseen challenges emerged. The ship's sentience, if it could indeed be called that, manifested in subtle fluctuations of energy that sometimes disrupted Karen's work. At one critical juncture, as Karen attempted to recalibrate a key module, the chamber was bathed in a blinding flash of light. A series of alien symbols scrolled rapidly across the walls, and a resonant, almost musical tone filled the air. Karen's heart pounded in sync with the rhythmic pulses, and for a long moment, time seemed to suspend. Then, as quickly as it had begun, the phenomenon subsided, leaving behind an overwhelming sense of purpose and a single, clear message etched into the fabric of the ship's energy: unity. It was in that moment that the full gravity of their mission became undeniable. The Black Ship was not simply a relic to be harnessed, it was a teacher, a living archive of cosmic wisdom that demanded respect and understanding. Every sacrifice made, every loss endured, was woven into the tapestry of its being. The Resistance had been given a chance to learn, to adapt, and ultimately, to overcome the existential threat that had pushed them to the brink of extinction. In a rare moment of respite, as twilight draped the ruined city in hues of deep violet and indigo, Syrinx, Zorath, and Karen found themselves gathered on a crumbling rooftop overlooking the outpost. The silence was filled with unspoken thoughts, memories of loved ones, dreams of a future reborn, and the raw determination to see their mission through to the end. In that quiet communion, the vastness of the universe and the fragility of human existence merged into a single, profound truth: the fight for survival was not just about battles and weapons, but about reclaiming the essence of life itself. Syrinx broke the silence, his voice soft yet resolute. We have been given an extraordinary gift, a glimpse into the legacy of those who came before us. Let us honor that legacy by forging a future where every life is cherished, every mystery embraced. The Black Ship has shown us the path, it is up to us to walk it with wisdom and courage. Zorath's eyes shone with determination as he added, the technology we uncover here may one day restore more than just our defenses, it may restore our hope. And hope, in its truest form, is the most potent weapon we have. Karen, usually reserved in moments of emotional vulnerability, allowed a small smile to grace their features. In every line of code, in every pulse of energy, there is a story waiting to be told. We are the storytellers of this new age, a future where science and spirit coexist in harmony. Let us embrace this challenge, for it is through our unity that we will find the strength to overcome. As the night deepened and the stars emerged one by one in the vast expanse above, the trio felt a renewed sense of purpose. The journey ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but the Black Ship had already begun to weave its narrative into the fabric of their lives. It was a narrative of resilience, of the relentless pursuit of knowledge, and of the indomitable spirit of those who refused to surrender to darkness. In the days and weeks that followed, as the Resistance mobilized to test the limits of the ship's capabilities, the legacy of the Black Ship began to unfold in ways that none of them could have anticipated. Its energy, once a dormant reservoir of ancient power, now surged in tandem with the hopes and dreams of a people determined to reclaim their future. The mysterious vessel, with its intricate blend of alien technology and cosmic insight, stood as a silent guardian at the precipice of a new era, a beacon of light in a universe that had long been shrouded in shadow. And so, beneath the ever-watchful eyes of distant stars and in the quiet resolve of those who dared to dream, the Resistance embarked on a journey not only to vanquish their enemies but to unlock the secrets of the cosmos itself. With every step taken aboard the Black Ship, with every puzzle piece of ancient lore decoded, they inched closer to a destiny that was as boundless as the universe and as intimate as the beating of a single, determined heart. In that profound unity of purpose, where the past and future converged in a dance of light and shadow, Syrinx, Zorath, and Karen realized that they were more than the sum of their scars and triumphs, they were the custodians of a legacy that spanned eons. And as the alien energy pulsed softly in the depths of the ship, it whispered a timeless truth: even in the darkest void, the light of hope will always find a way to endure. Deep within the labyrinthine corridors of the Black Ship, where the walls whispered secrets of long-forgotten cosmic eras, the main team pressed on in their exploration. Commander Syrinx, Lieutenant Zorath, and Engineer Karen had immersed themselves in the vessel's enigma, unraveling strands of alien lore and awakening energies that pulsed like the heartbeat of an ancient civilization. Yet even as their collective focus honed in on the ship's radiant core and cryptic inscriptions, an undercurrent of mystery stirred in the shadowed recesses, a presence whose story, until now, had unfolded in silence. In a dimly lit passage carved out behind a wall of cascading iridescent panels, a solitary figure moved with practiced stealth. Known only by the call sign Zephyr, this covert operative had long danced along the peripheries of the Resistance's sanctioned operations. With eyes that gleamed like starlight and a grace honed by years of navigating hostile territories, Zephyr's mission had begun as an assignment from an enigmatic faction within the broader rebellion, a task cloaked in secrecy and burdened with the weight of hidden truths. Though her orders were vague, a persistent intuition had driven her to the Black Ship's outer corridors. The same mysterious energy that now animated the ship's interior had resonated with something deep within her, stirring echoes of memories she'd fought hard to forget. Zephyr's past was a tapestry woven with both brilliance and betrayal. Born on a fringe outpost where technology and mysticism coexisted in a delicate balance, she had once been a rising star in the Resistance's intelligence network. Yet, in the aftermath of a covert operation gone awry, whispers of disloyalty and secret pacts had forced her into exile from the inner circles of command. Now, as she skirted silently along corridors bathed in pulsating alien luminescence, she clutched a small, encrypted data drive, a relic from an old mission that had hinted at an insidious link between the alien invaders and clandestine experiments performed long before the war began. At a junction where the vessel's design yielded to unexpectedly angular passages, Zephyr paused. Her attention was captured by a subtle fluctuation in the ambient energy, a ripple that danced like a mirage along the ship's surface. It was as if the Black Ship itself had acknowledged her presence, its silent language inviting her deeper into its hidden layers. Driven by equal parts professional duty and personal curiosity, she activated a compact scanner, its holographic display bathing her face in soft blues and violets. The scanner revealed a series of encrypted signals emanating from a sealed chamber that lay off the main grid of the ship's systems, a chamber that, according to fractured intelligence reports, might contain relics of an experiment the Resistance had long suspected but never confirmed. Unbeknownst to Syrinx and his core team, Zephyr's path was about to converge with theirs in ways that would alter the trajectory of their collective mission. As the main trio probed deeper into the ship's central hub, a vast chamber where energy pulsed in synchronized cadences with the ancient inscriptions, Karen's fingers danced across an interface that blended human ingenuity with the arcane architecture of alien design. Zorath's eyes, ever watchful for anomalies, caught fleeting discrepancies in the data logs, cryptic signatures that did not match the standard protocols of the ship's known systems. These anomalies resonated with the same spectral frequency that Zephyr's scanner had detected. In a quiet alcove adjacent to the core chamber, Syrinx convened a brief meeting with his closest aides. His voice, steady but imbued with a hint of unease, carried across the soft hum of the alien machinery. There is an undercurrent here, a layer of data, a sequence that defies our current understanding. It's almost as if the ship is compartmentalized, hiding a secondary archive. His words stirred a ripple of concern among his team. Zorath, ever the scholar of cosmic lore, nodded thoughtfully. I've seen hints of this in the inscriptions, a reference to a silent guardian who once traversed these halls. It might be a code name or a memory left by those who built this vessel. Karen, their eyes still fixed on the shifting lattice of energy and code, murmured, if there's a secondary archive, it might hold records that tie into our earlier data that could reveal not only the ship's origins, but also connections to the forces we face. As the team deliberated their next steps, somewhere in the quiet corridors far from the central chamber, Zephyr had reached the threshold of the hidden archive. The sealed door before her was adorned with an intricate mosaic of alien glyphs, their meaning lost to time yet imbued with a palpable sense of urgency. With deft precision, she connected her data drive to the door's interface, her mind racing as she bypassed security protocols that had long been dormant. The door slid open with a nearly imperceptible hiss, revealing a narrow passage lit by a pale, otherworldly glow. Stepping inside, Zephyr found herself in a compact chamber lined with crystalline panels that pulsed with rhythmic energy. At its center, suspended in a field of shimmering light, was a delicate holographic console, a relic of an age when knowledge was guarded not by walls but by the very fabric of reality. The console flickered to life at her touch, and spectral images cascaded across its surface, scenes of ancient laboratories, experiments that melded human ambition with alien science, and the visage of a figure whose features were obscured by time. The images spoke of a project code-named Eclipse, one that had sought to harness the very essence of cosmic energy. But as Zephyr sifted through the data, she realized that Eclipse was more than a technological endeavor. It was a convergence of destinies, a secret collaboration between select resistance operatives and an enigmatic entity that might have been the precursor to the alien scourge. The realization sent a chill down her spine. The hidden project had been abandoned decades before the war, its existence buried beneath layers of classified records and suppressed memories. Yet here it was, encoded in the very architecture of the Black Ship, as if the vessel itself had been designed to carry its legacy forward.